Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Brandon, and welcome to Audio Addiction, where you can find the latest album reviews, you can find our band interviews, and you can find live songs that we get at concerts. I hope to be getting more of those. The sound hasn't been that great at the concerts I've been going to, so I've been more apt to do the show thoughts and give you my thoughts on concerts that I've been to. If you have not checked out that series, I'll make sure to put it up in the eye in the right hand corner, so definitely go check that out. I've been doing a lot more of those frequently as opposed to getting songs. If you'd like me to get more songs and sets of that nature, let me know in the comments section below. I will try to do it. I'm going to a small show. It's a Stay Sick co-headliner with Vesta Collide and Villaina's Story. So I should be getting those on Monday. Look out for that. And also make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I'll be announcing a giveaway tomorrow. We are very close to 200 subscribers, so if you could push us over the edge, that would be great. And yeah, we'll be announcing some cool stuff. Hopefully, you guys enjoy, what I'm be giving away and stuff of that nature. So definitely go check that out if you haven't. But anyway, guys, I'm getting away from myself. Tonight, we're gonna be talking about Hollower's new record, Looking Back.
Flashbacks are not in focus, but these negatives are the same shade of shame. This is my final sin.
So this album comes out next Thursday, I believe. It is December the 15th. Definitely go check that out if you haven't. They've released 2 singles, I believe, so far. And these guys are actually, I approached them and asked them if they'd want me to do an album review of it, and they were more than willing to send me the record over a little bit early. So I've been listening to it nonstop, and that's amazing. We'll have an interview going up with them on Monday, so definitely check back with the channel if you want to hear about them and stuff like that. But this band is based out of Atlanta, Georgia. They kind of have a bunch of different metal influences, but I really think you guys would dig this. That's why I decided to do this review. These guys are probably, if not one of the most underrated bands that I've done so far. They just have this really emotion to it, and I'm gonna kind of get into it and what my thoughts are on the record as a whole. So the first track is called Awakened. This was the first single that they released. They released a music video for that, so I will make sure to leave a link in the description for that, as well as all of their social media per usual. And definitely go check that out. Go check them out. Go subscribe to them. Go do all that stuff. I know you guys go do that, so definitely go check them out. But anyway, getting back to the track, it's a great way to start off this record. I don't think they could have done a better job. This track is one of the more menacing, brutal tracks, fast tracks on this record. I think that it doesn't let up until the chorus part, and I feel like they really just, it just really opens up after that point. I think vocally it's very diverse. Definitely, they got some nice mids, some nice highs, some nice lows. I feel like, there's an all around good, screaming vocals. He also adds cleans in the chorus and a few songs throughout the entire record, which is awesome because I like his clean voice a lot. But really great vocals from the guys at Hollower. Also, I feel like instrumentally it is just mind-boggling. The drums are absolutely incredible. If you are a drummer, definitely go check out this record. I don't know how he does it. It's just incredible, what they do, and it blew my mind when I was first listening to this track. I think it's just, again, I think the drums definitely stick out the most, and that's coming from somebody who plays guitar. So definitely go check out the drum thing. It definitely got me excited, and just amazed. The guitar work is just as good as well, along with the bass work as well, even though that doesn't get as much credit. I really think they did an awesome job. Just overall, instrumentally, they did a great job. I think that they did a really great break towards the middle of the track. I feel like it's perfectly placed in the whole setting of the tracks, and they're not really too short of a track. It really does feel like they're longer tracks, even though there is only 7 tracks. I feel like they really, made them a little bit longer than your average. Obviously, it's longer than an EP, but it's shorter than, I guess, a full length. I don't really know how to explain it. But I really think they put a lot of time and a lot of thought into these tracks. I think just the added layers, they added like a ton of layers. And I could listen to it a million times over and get different things out of it. They had like flute at some of the tracks. They had, some piano, some synth. It's really, really atmospheric, and it's something different, at least in my opinion, that, a lot of bands, I don't know if they forget to miss out on, but I feel like it's something that just adds another element to the track. So definitely, definitely, definitely enjoyed this one. I would say this one's one of my favorites, and definitely it's a great single. So go check that one out. The second track is called Dethroned. Um, this album is just from start to finish is just a roller coaster ride of just a full onslaught of stuff, and then like there's a break in the middle, and then it just continues going. So pace wise, it's just insane. But a lot of the guitar riffs and stuff like that remind me a lot of like Texas in July era. Um, a little bit of Born Over Cyrus, especially in like some of the breakdown esque parts. I feel like they obviously mentioned that in the interview, but you can definitely tell that's one of their influences. So I really love the lead work on this track. I always try to pick that out because again, I'm a guitar player and that's something I gravitate towards. But I really feel like they layered it really well with again the rhythm guitar. They really play off of each other in this way that you would expect from like a band that is signed and has been around for a while. So definitely, definitely enjoy that. Vocally, again, it is super solid. In some parts, he reminds me a lot of Dave Stevens of We Came as Romans and The Crucible, especially towards, I guess, like the breakdown part. Definitely sounds a lot like Dave, in my opinion. But he did a really good job, and I really enjoy that. The drumming, again, reminds me of ABR's Matt Grainer, Adam Gray's Texas in July. Definitely in that sort of influence, as fast paced blast beats, everything you can imagine in a drum track this guy has done. So definitely enjoy that. And then just the build up to that breakdown point was awesome. I just feel like they feel like a really solid band that's been around for a while, which they honestly haven't been, and it just blows my mind how incredibly thought out and methodical each track is and just how they're arranged. And I know they spent a lot of time on it, and they even talked about it again in the interview. But it really definitely shows in this album that they did spend a lot of time. They did spend a lot of thought process into it. I think again they've come out with something really truly excellent. Track number 3 is Disconnect. This one's another great one. I get this strong sort of Born Over Cyrus vibe to it. It's got definitely this sort of genty breakdown, sort of thing. Very reminiscent of era, structures, stuff like that. Definitely in that sort of lane. Again, I love the sort of layering of, guitars, synth, uh, string sets, string orchestra, I mean, and stuff like that. I feel like, again, it really plays into the whole involvement of this track and stuff like that. Um, the cleans are definitely unique, especially considering that he does a lot of his singing in a lower esque register. I think he definitely tried to do a lot of different things clean vocally wise, but I really dig the low register. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of bands that have that sort of high register, so I definitely enjoy that sort of mix of low register plus some like really chunky guitar riffs. So definitely a really great song, and I think just the little nuances of each track, again, with the layering, the different sorts of layers on each track, really makes this, I guess, long EP slash LP great. I really enjoy that, so definitely go check that out. The next track is called Encompass. It's kind of like an interlude. It really does kind of break the ice in terms of just the whole track. It really gives you a nice breather um, throughout the whole album. It's really fast paced at the beginning, so it's cool to have that sort of break. And it's again something that I would attribute to somebody who's been doing it for a long time. They know how to structure tracks. They know how to arrange it on the album. I really feel like, if you're a really solid artist, you know how to arrange tracks. You know how to put something at some point, and I think they really got it. I really enjoy the Asian-esque sort of vibes that I'm getting from this track. It's very Oriental style sounding, with the flute, the strings, the orchestra, the whole part with that. I think that's awesome. Definitely, you don't hear a lot of flute in that sort of in this sort of space, I guess. But definitely enjoy that. Again, it's a nice refresher, and I think it's great placement. And then just the lead guitar parts to kind of accent the rest of the track, really on point. All right, so the next track is called Forking Paths. Obviously the title track of this album slash EP. I don't know what to call it. It's definitely an album for sure. But they're bringing back the heavy. You thought you were done. They're coming back with some more stuff again with the layers. They just, I don't know. They just done an awesome job of kind of placing these things in the, again, the right spots, the right thing. And I know I keep mentioning it, but once you listen to it, it really does seem like they put a lot of time, and obviously they did put a lot of time into it. Um, I like this more grittier style vocals, and once they get to the chorus, it sounds very big, very full, as I would imagine, just with the layers and just the guitars, the bass, the drums. Feels very in your face, very full, very cool, and I definitely enjoy that. And then the outro is one of the coolest parts on the album, I would say. But it definitely reminds me of another band. I can't remember what band it sounds like, but definitely that sort of ending. I don't with the piano is very reminiscent to a track, and I still can't remember which track it is, but it definitely reminds me of something like that. But another brilliant track from these guys. We'll move on to track number 6, which is Jane Doe. The lead work, I feel like, very much accents the rhythm work in this track, more or less than any other track on the record. But just it just seems like they play off each other very well. The track seems this track definitely has some of my favorite riffs off the entire record. They I who you know when he does that just guitar work, it blows my mind. So, just the balance between heaviness and just that sort of era-esque clean style guitar with leads and things. I feel like they really balance that very well. Again, I feel like this one with the vocal layers and stuff like that really add a lot of depth to the track. I also feel like this carries in more of a darker tone. I feel like the last two tracks have the darkest quote unquote tones of the record. Um, I would definitely say this is vocally, this is one of my favorite track. Is one of my favorite tracks. Is my favorite track. I keep saying messing it up, but that's what I meant. Is my favorite track. But I love this track a lot. I think for the next record, I would love to hear a little bit more cleans and a little bit more extension of those cleans. I feel like they did an awesome job of that. As well as just instrumentally, they've done an awesome job again placing certain things, where to take breaks, where to add bridge parts into it. I feel like they really did a great job. And again, I'm getting that strong era vibe in this track. Really awesome. Also, kind of Born Over Cyrus, more older Born Over Cyrus, I would say. Definitely those sort of vibes. All right, guys. So the last track of the record is called Willow. This is definitely one of my favorite tracks on the record. Is definitely the heaviest track on the record, I would say, without a doubt. I really enjoyed that sort of suspenseful sort of intro at the beginning of the track. Again, the darker sort of tones carry over from Jane Doe, which I really enjoy, and I feel like they should expound upon in the next record. Um, Definitely enjoy that. I also enjoy the sort of dissonant, clean parts throughout the whole track. I feel like that kind of separates some of the, I guess, the heavier parts, and then you could easily pick out that sort of clean guitar part, at least in my opinion. So I really enjoy that play of really clean guitar parts, and then just that really brutalness of heavy distorted guitars. I feel like that's a nice, cool, I guess, play off of each other. Really has some strong gent vibes to it, as well as again Era. I really feel like Era is a strong influence on them. Whether they know it or not, I really feel like they have that sort of era quality to their music. It's got this sort of bounce to it. And then at the 2 minute mark, I really like that sort of build up part. I feel like that's a really cool. different thing that a lot of bands haven't done before. I feel like that's a nice, I guess, another nice refresher in the track. And then I like the vocal back and forth of this track. I think the guitar player lends his vocals on the track and they play off of each other, which is really cool. And I feel like they should do that again on the full length when that comes out. And I feel like, again, this is a great way to round out the end of this record. So let me get into some pros and the cons. Honestly, I feel like this album should be much longer. 7 tracks, at least in my opinion, and just the stuff that they've created and the sound that they created. I feel like it should be a little bit longer, maybe like, I don't know, 9 tracks. Who knows? I know they're going to be recording new stuff, so I'm super pumped on new music from them. But I really don't have any cons in this record. This one is just, I would definitely say, one of my favorites of the year. And as well as I think it's one of the best unsigned records that I've heard in this entire year of Audio Addiction. I really think that this is an outstanding record that everybody should be picking up, checking out, definitely listening to, because to me, sonically, it's up there with some of my favorite sort of progressive metalcore bands, and it would be a shame if you guys did not check these guys out. It's so good. So guys, my overall rating for this record would be a 9.6 out of 10. That's probably one of the highest ratings that I've given these albums over this past year. Artifacts Pareo being another one of my favorites, but they're one of my favorite bands, so I mean, obviously I would put them in the top. But these guys definitely are this is definitely one of the best unsigned bands that I've heard throughout Audio Addiction. Just the overall production value of this album, just the synergy of both the two guys in Holler. I just feel like they really created a masterpiece, and it's definitely worth a listen. If you have not checked these guys out, go give them a listen. I feel like they are the next big kind of progressive metalcore band, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of bands out there, but I'm really repping these guys hard. I really think that they are doing something that just is insane. And I think you guys will really enjoy this record. If you checked out the singles at all, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on it. What do you expect from the album / EP? Definitely let me know in the comments. Thanks to Hollower for letting me review their album. It was a sincere pleasure, and these guys, I definitely would say, are one of the best bands to come out of the scene, in at least in my opinion, in a long time. And this album is just super good, so definitely go pick it up if you haven't. If you like my review, make sure to hit that subscribe button, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps us out with the channel and things, so if you could support us, that would be great. We're going to be setting up a shop really soon. I want to try to get it out by the end of the year, so if you wanted to pick up Audio Addiction merch, that will be coming around soon. We just ended a campaign about a couple weeks ago, but people didn't have the extra cash, so hopefully you guys can pick something up at the store if you would so choose and help out Audio Addiction. That would mean so much to me. And thank you guys for your support over this past year. I will be doing a thank you video and top albums of the year and stuff like that. All that fun stuff at the end of the year. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Make sure to hit that subscribe, like I said. And guys, we'll be talking to you later, and we hope you got your fix. Peace. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, of course. If you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps out our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com, and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.